but yo, how does one play as the white pieces, dude? That was a good game though. Like part of the creed, if you're in chat, which I assume you are, that was a fun one. I'm inclined to let it simmer here. Usually then bishop to d6. You know what? I was gonna. It's not worth moving back one just to open the file. Do we like the push now? They have white square bishop. It forces the queen to move again. It closes the queen down a little bit. I think it's okay. I've been playing the London a lot lately. Me too. But it's not because I want to play the London. It's because I want to play the Nimzowitsch or whatever the heck it's called. But I never can because it requires 1d4 and then they reply knight f6, which does not happen very often. The Trompowsky. Thank you, the Trompowsky. Okay, so we do have an en passant, but I think the en passant actually makes them stronger. I think our bishop does some good work on this diagonal instead. This is my Levy gameplay, dude. Levy would be like, no, don't do the en passant. Just keep the danger levels coming. Now, do they have the stones to close me in here? Anything's possible, I suppose. I don't see it, though. We castle. We want to do queen to d3 at some point, but not in a way that gets us forked. Precisely. Just move this son of a gun back here. And I think we push our f-pawn, honestly. If you really want to make sure they capture you, if you go to f3, they might just let it simmer. But if you go to f4 and they see the en passant, there's a 100% chance they'll capture you just to prove that they know what en passant is. Do it for the clip. Oh! Incredible. Honestly, like, again, what would Levy do? The en passant declined. What would Levy do? Caveman mode, pawn storm. Here we go. What happens next? Dunka? I'm scared. Oh, this is now protected. Never mind. I don't want to make their bishop too strong. People really had the audacity to be like, you hung your pawn. I mean, like, come on, man. It's like there's not even like anything in between. I'm just asking, Chad, just be better, okay? Like, it's getting to be a little much. It's getting to be a little much. I still want to push him back. He's got the strongest bishop in all the land. There's no doubt about that. I want to get freaky with him. What would Levy do? What would Levy do, dude? What would Levy do? He would attack like a son of a gun. Everybody knows it. So we knew this was like likely. Now, we could fall back just one, and we cover this square. Which I'm kind of concerned about. Oh, that's such a good spot for that knight. I wasn't even thinking about that. Sack a knight, bust this son of a gun wide open. It's a bit of an atypical model, for sure, for 5-minute chess. But here's what I'm thinking. Here, maybe he decides, you know, that he ooh. Very interesting. You know what? Who am I to decline a gambit like that? Who am I to... If somebody wants to get weird, it's not my responsibility to say no. To say no. I respect him for trying to bust it wide open, dude. How could you not? Okay, it becomes a little complicated. Game starts to get a little complicated. Obviously, we're quite hemmed in. This space is pretty safe, though. What if he tries to put some sauce on it? Interesting. You ever think about what would happen if you tried to put some sauce on it? We're trying to prevent, like, bishop to here, I guess. Seems understandable. Have a good day. We're trying to get our rooks stacked on a file, even though this file is pretty strong. I mean, we don't have a ton of great attacks heading our way. But it's pretty closed up. I feel like neither do they. They might... No, they can't go back there now. So we can definitely play rook to g1. Your knight is real bad. No, you're not going to hear any disagreement from me there. So I imagine we're looking at something like this, at which point I want to get my queen maybe back a little bit so there's no discovery. It's a strong game from a 1324. I know that sounds like disrespectful. I don't really mean it like that. Interesting. I think we're running out of time, so let's do this. What are you going to do with all that knight? All that knight inside my base. It's got to get involved. At some point, this son of a gun's got to get involved, man. Oh, and then this guy can get involved. That's such a better move than what I was actually thinking. My king is like, there's such a cheeky checkmate here where I just get like hit diagonally, but... We do have a considerable time advantage. By the way, I like... If you want, it's fine. Like, if you want to play slow chess, like, there's nothing wrong with slow chess, man. But it's kind of hard to make sure it happens in like a 5-minute game, right? This feels completely fine. Still feels totally fine. Timeout? Oh, no timeout. Timeout. All right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we were ahead at the end of the game. But let's see what the analysis says there. I think we did a really good job of fending off that attack, at least. But yeah, they thought we were up by a lot. I won by a lot. It's 74 versus 78. That's a well played game. They thought he blew it right around here. This check was fine. They actually like the gambit, which is interesting. And then they're like, no, don't do that. Come on, just take the pawn. That would have completely changed the game. If I didn't have like some safety here. That was like Battle of the Chess Chads. 75 against 75 accuracy. Like that's pretty good. Okay. Knight f6. The Caro-Kann. The Caro-Kann. I felt like the Caro-Kann sucked really bad when they got hemmed in like, or, you know, they got hemmed in like this. Am I hemming myself in? I don't know. What the heck is this? This is the French defense? This is not the Caro-Kann. It's called the French. Connies. That's not how that quote works. What the heck is even that, dude? You know, this seems like so not right, but sure. In my head, I'm just like, you know what? Go for it. Now your queen's out here doing nothing, Stinky. Yeah, I don't know what I've gotten myself into here. I was in another world. I guess we'll just move back. You know what? Happy to say you got me. Not too proud to admit my faults. I see. I see. Yes, I do. I see that. I see that. Hold on. There's tempo to be gained. There's tempo to be gained here. I'm like, the only move is that. Okay, so we're down on time. I'd describe that as bad. Let's gain some tempo. And then lose tempo when he takes my queen. Now, don't get twisted up. This is not so bad yet. It's not, like, so good yet, either. But it's not so bad. Never mind. It's, like, pretty bad. We're down 2 pawns. But, on the other hand, think of all that we've gained. Which is a lot of pawns that we could take. You know, you finally got me, you son of a gun. You finally got me. Your whole master plan this whole time. Make me move my king so I can't castle. Bet you're proud of yourself, you son of a gun. It scares me that he spends so much time thinking about that move. Okay, and then here I'm like, dude, what the heck? Was I getting like stockfished? He just gave me my pawn right back. We have the bishop pair, which is not really worth that much, but it's worth something, dude. Go ahead, castle. Just castle, man. Don't get me wrong, there's a little piece of me that's like, you take him because it doubles up his pawns, but and it opens his king. But I don't think we have a good enough attack to do it. I don't think we have a good enough attack to justify it. That being said, if he's gonna force my hand, now we're gonna get some pressure on this pawn. You can put him in check, but you want to put him in check for like a good reason, right? We're gonna double up our rooks over here so that even if he does this, if he moves the bishop, we come in here. I mean, we should be. Oh, that was a good move. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. We should be in a losing position, but I don't know if we're in like a losing position by much right now. I would say that we will do maybe this. If it puts me in check, as we in the biz, we say, so be it. So in my head, I'm like, every muscle in my body, every impulse is trade. But I know Levy is going to lose his mind. You're not supposed to trade in a situation like this. Because you're down. If you're down, you need to keep more things available. More options, if you will. Unfortunately, I don't know how we're going to accomplish this. But we're gonna do our darndest. So I do think that you still take here. And then I think we lose the game. The next thing I think we do is lose the game. We got a little time advantage. I don't know, because like to defend these pawns, yeah, times get tough. We take this pawn. He wants to defend that pawn. Why wouldn't you? It's a nice pawn. We're only down one pawn. We got 30 extra seconds. Okay, it's very simple. For the rest of this game, we never trade. I will never trade pieces with you ever again, sir. I hope you've enjoyed these temporary trades that we've engaged in. We'll never do it again. Never happen. Take your time. Take your time. Take as long as you want. As far as I'm concerned, you can take the rest of your life. You can take the rest of your life to figure this one out. You really want to draw. After everything we've been through, you really want to draw? I mean, of course we're going to do that. Your whole plan relied on us not knowing what en passant was. Sad. This was on purpose, so we could get here. Then you gotta, if you want to not lose it, you gotta go there. You can never push this pawn ever again. All of a sudden, we can push our pawns. But we gotta stop this guy from getting to the end as well. That's a bad move for me. We gotta figure out a better plan. It's gotta look something like this. Gotta buy yourself a little time. This is poor. Yeah, that's just like a loss. Wait, where's pre-move's off? I didn't know where I was. I got 25 moves ahead. Yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Do it again. Put me in check. Do it. Put me in check. That's tough. That's a tough one for you. I don't know how it happened. Everything looked horrible, and then we won. I don't understand what came to pass. But we got to the end game and everything looked beautiful. I'm pretty sure that he lost once he had the queen, but didn't stop me from getting my queen. Like, I bet the graph's going to go like, boom, right at the end. That was not a Dan win. Why do I get baited by this like 400 elo? See, what did I tell you? 58 points right there. This Dan Elo nonsense. It's not a Dan win, just because he ran out of time. I had a pawn. If he traded queens, which he was pretty much forced to do, I had the pawn. The pawn would get promoted to a queen. And then the queen-king endgame is like insanely easy. I would have crushed him. You don't even have to worry about it. Now, we did miss 3 wins, but that's still a strongly played game. If he wasn't forced to trade queens, then he has to move into a new position. I guess he could have probably kept us... Well, I don't know. I don't think he could have kept us in a draw. Like, I know this is just for argument's sake. Once we got to this... Okay. After he traded queens, he could no longer force a draw. Here, I bet you're right. I bet he could force a draw. Because it's mathematically 0-0. So it's just an endless check sort of situation. I didn't click properly, but... Yeah, he had a perpetual check draw at the end, but he did not take it. He also had like 4 seconds on the clock. Which I guess is like... That's the Dan part of the win. Oh, we are 10 minutes overtime.